making samosas. Let me first introduce you to my ingredients. First, we have potatoes. Now, these are not the potatoes I usually get. These are really small. I mean, at this time you have to do with what you have. So potatoes. And here are some spices that you will need. First of all, onion, some green chilies, and curry leaves. These are from my balcony plants. Next, we have cumin, mustard seeds, chili powder, cumin powder, garam masala, and some coriander seeds. You'll also need salt and pepper, and possibly some curry powder if you have it. I also like to put garlic in everything I do. These are just some chopped garlic that I've done weeks ago. And last, your wrapper. I like to do things the shortcut way, so I have some spring roll wrappers here that we will use for the samosas later. I'm going to begin by peeling some potatoes. I would recommend getting bigger potatoes so that you don't have to peel so much. The next thing we'll need to do is to cut the potatoes. I like to cut them really small so they cook really quickly. So these are really small potatoes, so I'm just cutting them like that. Okay. Put them in a bowl. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to boil the potatoes. And be very careful with this part. While the potatoes are boiling, I'm going to cut up some onions and some green chilies. I like a lot of onions in my samosas. That means more cutting, but I'm very fortunate because I'm wearing contact lenses and the onion fumes don't usually bother my eyes this way. And then for the green chilies, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut off the tops of them and just slice them down the middle. And now take out the seeds because that's where the heat comes from. Next, we're just going to cut them small. These samosas are going to be a little spicier. By the time I'm done cutting all those up, the potatoes should be done. Scoop them up to my bowl here. They should be nice and soft. We'll mash them up a little bit. I like chunks in my potatoes, so I'm not going to mash them too much. And now the fun part, frying it all up. Some oil here. Begin with the spices. This is cumin, about half a teaspoon. Mustard seeds, also half a teaspoon. A little bit, maybe quarter teaspoon of coriander seeds. And let those just bubble away for a minute. You'll begin to smell all these amazing smells in your kitchen. Next, the amazing curry leaves. All you do is take your fingers like this and pull it off the stem like that. Once they start to smell really good, we're going to add our onions. And our cut chilies. Once the onions have begun to soften, I'm going to add more spices. Garam masala. About a heaping half a teaspoon. A little bit more of cumin, this time cumin powder, about a quarter teaspoon. And some red chili powder. Just a touch, since these are very spicy. You can adjust it to your taste. A little bit of salt to get it going. and a touch of pepper. As you can see, it's not beautiful and yellow yet. You can add some turmeric for the color, but I like to add some meat curry or curry powder for that beautiful golden color. I'm going to add a lot in here for that intense flavor that I love. Right now I'm going to create a little space, a little well in the middle, add a little bit more oil. And I'm going to add in some of my chopped garlic here. About half a teaspoon. There. The reason why I'm doing it this way is so that the garlic does not burn. It's smelling so good right now. As you can see, it's starting to stick a little bit to my pan. I'll add a little bit of water, deglaze the pan. There you see. And I'll add in my potatoes. Add in a little bit more salt to your liking. And just stir that around until all the potatoes are nice and golden. And now my favorite part, testing it. Good. Maybe a little bit more salt. At this point, I think I'll turn off the heat. And this is what it should look like right now. All stuck together, nice and thick. And this is your filling. Now that it has completely cooled, we can begin wrapping it. Now, as I've introduced you in the beginning, I'm using spring roll wrappers. You can usually find these frozen in the supermarket. They are the large ones. This is what we're going to use. I've taken them out from my freezer for about an hour now. They're all defrosted. And again, this is the shortcut way. You can make your own wrapper from scratch. And now we're just going to peel them off very carefully. They're quite thin, so they rip easily. So we're going to do this carefully. It's quite satisfying, actually. What I like to do is to put them underneath a damp or a wet towel. In this case, I have a paper towel that's wet so that they don't dry out. We still want them to be moist and soft. After you've peeled them all, we're going to cut them into threes. We'll stack them up real nice. Now, they don't have to be perfect. We'll cut them into strips like that. So just an estimate. I'm gonna go down like so. And there we have it. Strips. Right, let's begin wrapping. We really only need a little bit of the potato mixture. I might have too much here, but that's all right. Just about that much. Put it right here. Now don't be stingy. I like to put a leaf in each one so that you get that curry flavor. We're going to fold them into triangles. I have some water here. Dip your finger in there and just go around the sides like that. Fold that over. Just keep going. Very crucial last step, make sure it sticks. You can use egg wash as well, but I'm just using water. And that's my last one. Traditionally, samosas are deep fried, but I'm going to do it in the air fryer today. So here's my air frying basket. Now that they're all on the tray, I'm going to brush them with some cooking oil, and they're going to go into the air fryer. And don't forget to flip them so that they get oiled on both sides. Alright, and now they're ready to go into the oven. And now we're going to just preheat my oven. We're going to go to the air fry setting. Change that to Celsius. I'm going to do 180 degrees Celsius for about 15 to 18 minutes. We're just going to press start.